What's going on, everybody? Brett here. We're back with my YouTube channel, Good Talk Gaming. And guess what, guys? We're playing some more Slay the Spire. It's been a while since I played this on the channel, but I noticed, looking at my Steam profile, that Slay the Spire is finally out of the alpha beta stages and is in its full release. So I thought, you know what? I love this game for the length of time that I played it. I came back to it every time they did a major update. And now that it's fully released, I thought it would be a good idea to do a bit of an homage to a great game and to do a playthrough. So I thought about doing a daily. I looked at the daily. I mean, I like it. It's nothing super unique. So I thought, you know what, let's just keep it classic. Let's go back and do an Ironclad run. No Ascension. It's been a while since I played. It's not to say it's going to be any harder, but I just feel like experiencing, you know, the base game experience. This is, guys, if you pick this game up because you watch me play it and you like it, this will be the first thing you do. You're going to play an Ironclad run, and it's going to be a basic Ironclad run. And this will be pretty informative as to, you know, how to value cards and what to do here. So first off, we talk to the Space Demon Whale. A random rare relic. We definitely don't want to lose our starting relic, Burning Blood. It's very good. It helps us sustain through all the floors. These are fine. Obtain 3 random potions is very good. 99 gold for a rare relic. That's actually not bad. We'll take it. It's random. We don't know what we're going to get. At the end of turn 7, deal 52 damage to all enemies. Interesting. So 99 gold, not a bad price for a rare relic. Sucks not to have any gold early on. But interesting, very like Mayan calendar-esque. I don't think I've ever seen this before. This must be a newer relic, but it looks strong. So okay, guys, so going kind of over the basics of the game, we have 3 floors we have to get through. This is floor 1. It leads us to a boss. Major things to note on these maps and these different paths that we can take are these little demonic-looking skulls mean elite fights. So if you look here, if we follow this path all the way down, it's 2 elite fights. We generally want to take as many as we can because killing elites gives you more opportunities to get more relics. And I see one path right now that allows me to fight 3 of them, but it also makes me, well, it forces me to bypass all the opportunities to go to shops, which is a little rough. But I think ultimately that's probably the correct path. And if we get to here, and we realize we're too hurt or, you know, what have you to take on this 3rd elite fight, we can change course and head to a shop. So to start off with, we'll go here. So very important to plan out your starting route. And I don't know if this resets at the end of every combat. That would be interesting to know. But forgive me if I have any kind of rustiness as far as the mechanics or anything. It's been many weeks since I've played. So these guys, the cultists, using ritual. So he's going to gain 3 strength next turn. There's really no reason to take much damage from them. We'll bash, apply vulnerable, so he'll receive 50% more damage. We'll take 1 damage, but ultimately we'll heal for 6 after this combat, so we shouldn't really come out of this too poorly. Okay, even more stacks of vulnerability. We take 4. We're still well within that the healing range, and now we just need to finish him with 2 strikes. So our base deck, we can check it out here, but at the end of every combat we're going to get the opportunity to choose a card from 3 cards. Cleave is okay, 8 damage to all enemies. It gives us a bit of board clear against, you know, very wide groups of opponents. Headbutt works well in discard based synergies, and Pommel Strike is just a better strike that allows us to also draw a card. I value Pommel Strike pretty highly, and there are better versions of Cleave out there, but I will take Cleave. I like to have at least 1 board sweep early on, and we get a chance to come to a shop, an early shop, but we have no gold. We wouldn't have been able to buy any of this anyway, any of these relics. We would have been able to buy a potion, but I generally don't do that. Yeah, we don't have enough gold to do anything, but these are some of the cards that we could have bought. Honestly, you know, I'm not seeing anything here that would have stuck out to me, so it's basically just a free floor for us. Would have honestly preferred, you know, if it was some sort of other event, but at the very least it didn't hurt us. So check this out. Scrap Ooze. Take a second to read this if you like. I've read this many, many times before. But I'm going to go ahead and try and find a relic. And we did. We ended up finding the Shuriken. So every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. And that's permanent for the duration of that battle. This is a great relic. So we're off to a good start here, guys. There will often be times where we do play 3, attacks in 1 turn, just like this one. And Cleave is just strictly better than Strike, and we're going to gain 1 strength. We're going to take a hard hit here at 11. But if we draw correctly, which may or may not happen, not quite. Needed 1 more damage. At least we're not taking any damage. He's going to buff himself. Give himself 3 strength and 6 block. But we'll be able to get past that, no problem. And there we go. Heal up 6. Alright. So, Searing Blow is a good card to get early because you can upgrade it often. Pretty much every time you go to a campfire, you can choose to upgrade this card. And we can go ahead and view its upgrade. So it's an extra 4 damage. Sword Boomerang is very good if you are trying to build some sort of strength-based synergy because the strength applies to every single point of damage. And then Flex is just basically free 2 strength, free extra damage for a turn. I'm honestly not in love with any of these, but I will take Sword Boomerang there. Could be fun. Okay, what do we have? Very interesting. We'll bash this guy, we'll trigger his passive, and then I think we'll just defend here. You know what? No, we want to trigger... Yeah, if we hit this guy 3 times, we kill him, which is great, and we don't take damage. And if we hit this guy once, we would have triggered his curl up, which would also have been fine. Instead, he gets 3 strength. Let's hit him as hard as we can before he gets a chance to do that, and we just have the kill right now. Alright, take our gold, and what do we get? Would love to get some more defensive cards. Unfortunately, this is not the one we want. Twin Strike, once again, just fine in a strength-based deck, but I'll take a Pommel Strike here. And let's go ahead and fight our first elite. And it's the Lagavulin, an enemy I know well. He sleeps until you break his armor, and since we're actually not doing terrible damage here, we're going to be able to hit him 3 times. That will trigger our Shuriken. So now we have a permanent 1 strength. And we did decent damage to him. That's not bad. It's not a bad turn 1 against the Lagavulin. But this turn, he's going to start hitting us hard. And we kind of have to decide, do we go in on him as hard as we can and take a ton of damage, or do we try and play defensive? I could have played 3 strikes there to get ourselves another strength, but I was valuing the ability to make him vulnerable there pretty highly. 10, 10, and this should do quite a bit of damage and trigger Shuriken again. But we're going to take another huge hit. But next turn, he will not attack us again. He has a pretty set pattern. Most of the enemies in this game have set patterns. And instead of applying vulnerable, we're going to look to get ourselves another stack of strength. So we should be able to kill him this turn. He lessens our ability to block and lowers our strength by 1, but that's not a big deal because we have him dead. So let's hope for... Smiley Mask, not super great. So if we get some curses or some cards in our deck that we don't want, it'll only ever cost us 50 gold to get rid of them. Take another Cleave. Really want to start getting some kind of defensive cards. And in our mystery room, we run into another decent enemy. So he'll split. When we get him below 50% HP, he will split. see what we draw. Cleave is very good against these types of enemies. But he's going to split into two guys that each have 18 HP. And they're not hurting us. Alright. But they will be debuffing us, causing us frail. Blocking will not be effective for us. We just need to kill them. And lucky for us, we drew both of our cleaves. And down they go. Shrug It Off is the type of block card that I like to get. And another elite fight. Might be a good time to remember we have this steroid potion. I was going to say if we draw multiple cleaves, this could be a good turn for that. So let's do that here. And we can pummel, hope to draw another cleave. No, okay. Really want to focus one of these guys. Next turn, they'll alternate. These two will attack us, and this one will cause the status effect. So they've dazed us. They're adding these junk cards to our deck, and when we draw them, we'll be in a bit of trouble. So one down. And you notice we're playing very aggressive. That's because I'm counting on being able to rest at an upcoming campfire and recover our HP. And there we go. Honestly, not a bad elite fight for us. And Tori is an excellent relic. Whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1. Very good. And Immolate is a pretty excellent board clear as well. Battle Trance is a great card also. I'm going to take Immolate. It's a rare card. That's really the only thing that tipped my decision that way. It's a more difficult card to get. And here we come to a treasure room. Whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0 that turn. Extremely powerful synergistic relic for us to get. We don't currently have anything that works well with it, but we very well might soon. We'll rest here to get a bit of HP. Because we have nothing but fights all the way to the elite. Steals 15 gold when he attacks. And he's going to take 15 gold, but if we can kill him next turn, we'll get that gold back. And there we go. Gambler's Brew, discard any number of cards, draw that many. Rage is not bad if we're trying to play like tons of attack cards. We could play this first and then play 3 attack cards and we would end up with 9 block. I don't hate that. Also Iron Wave, which is a pretty medium card, honestly. But it's a way to sneak some defensiveness into our deck. And Rage is just bad whenever you draw it. The floor on Rage is pretty low. If you draw this in a hand with a lot of block cards, it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Or it, maybe 1 attack and it gives you 3 block. This is always going to be 5 block, 5 damage. So I'm going to value that. Upgraded, I think it's 7 and 7. So not terrible. But we should be able to kill one of these guys turn 1, which is super strong. But they applied 2 vulnerable to us, which is part of their Spore Cloud effect. So we're going to take 9, we'll heal 6, but we should be able to kill this guy this turn. We had most of our blocks in our hand just now. And there we go. Fruit Juice. It's a potion that permanently gives us 5 HP. Alright. Heavy Blade would be decent for this deck. As well as Whirlwind. I think we're going to take Whirlwind. It's a versatile card. would honestly have been great here turn 1. Let's hit the little guy. We could kill him. I think we will. It gives us strength. It takes 4 damage off the board. Had we shrugged it off, we still would be taking some damage. So he's got increased strength. Yeah, we need to kill both of them. There we go, immolate. No math required when you play immolate. And we should have used fruit juice, for sure. I don't think we need a third cleave. Let's take our first rage and see how that does for us. And we'll make sure we use our potion right at the start of this battle. Another Lagavulin. That's pretty rare that you see the same enemy turn 1 like that. Drink up here. Well, we're going to wake his butt up. Give ourselves an extra strength. We'll see if we need this dexterity. We might have a very block-centric hand next turn. I mean, 8. Let's draw a card first, see what we get. We can actually deal a little bit of damage here and still protect ourselves. It's pretty nice. So now we have the option. I think we just need to try get more strength over making him vulnerable. So this turn he takes a turn off of hitting us. Of course that's the turn that we draw our rage. 15 damage, not bad. Rage would have been great next turn. Drink here and block all of this damage. I think we can just kill him. We absolutely can. So not too bad. And we received the Darkstone Parrot. Whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. We haven't had any curses yet. And another Rage could be fine. Man, Battle Trance is such a stronger card than Rage. But Rage currently is working amazing with our deck. The more of them we have, the more options we'll have to see those synergies. Let's rest one more time. Put us up to 72 health before the boss. And let's try and take it down. Alright, it's the Guardian. Another guy, I know his tricks as well. Very close. So whenever he reaches 0 on this, he changes modes. He basically changes into a pine cone. And in this mode he does a lot of damage, but in the other mode he kind of turtles up. And you want to do kind of the maximum over damage as you can, but we really didn't have a chance there to do that. So now he turtles up. Any damage you do to him will be reflected back to 3 damage. Makes Sword Boomerang a very ineffective card against him. I'm going to discard that. Let's drink this and see what we get. Let's drink this, get ourselves some dexterity. Boom. And honestly, we could not do anything. We definitely don't want to play Sword Boomerang. That is for sure. Let's Pommel Strike, see what we draw. And a defend is perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping to draw. We were able to do some damage to him, and we're not going to take any. See what we draw there. Not great. But if we're going to hit him, we want to hit him one time. for maximum effect, and applying vulnerable is not bad. So we're going to take a decent hit here. Tori reduces one of those shots down to 1 damage, which is great. 5 or less unblocked damage, reduce it to 1. He's not really going to do anything to us this turn, which is pretty interesting. And getting both of our rages is pretty useless. Let's see what attack we get. Ooh, bludgeon. Cost 0. So 32. And that'll flip him. So we're not doing bad, guys. Not at all. We can defend here, immolate. Adds another burn to our deck, that's okay. And we take 7. Let's defend, Iron Wave. He's going to take 52 damage here. It's the first time we're going to see Stone Calendar do anything. That's a lot of damage. Wow. I wonder if it does that every single turn. That would be interesting. Alright. This is... like, Tori completely negates this guy's attack. 1-1-1-1. Doesn't do anything. So yeah, it only does it once. I wonder if it got all the way to turn 14 if it would work again. And down he goes. That's boss number 1. We'll heal up to full after this. And we get a chance to take another card. And their powers we could take. They just don't fit with our deck at all. But we do have Mummified Hand, which makes playing powers much more effective. I could see taking Juggernaut. It's really not the best. We're not really seeing the cards that we want to see. But upon pickup, remove 2 cards from your deck. This would be great if we had multiple curses we were trying to get rid of. At the start of your turn, draw 2 additional cards. Start each combat confused. And what confused does, whenever you draw a card, randomize its cost. A lot of our cards are very cheap, so that's not something we're interested in. If a lot of our cards were 2-3 cost cards, Snecko Eye would be great. And Velvet Choker is fine for us. We'll get 1 more energy at the start of each turn, but we can't play more than 6 cards. We're not really doing that anyway. We haven't really developed some sort of combo deck yet. And with the Ironclad, it's not really a class that you even end up comboing off with very often. So right now, I'm scoping out paths for potential elite fights. So I see at max 2, this guy being the last one. But we really want to stop at a shop at some point, so I think we're going to take this path here. That at least gives us a chance to go to a shop. We have 300 gold we've been sitting on. Triple enemies, but we don't get our cleave. That's kind of annoying. But we can knock one of these things out of the sky by hitting it a bunch of times. Draw Rage, that's good. We can actually bash it first. Have to remember that we do have extra energy now. And because he's stunned, he won't be able to attack. He loses his flight buff, which reduces the damage that it takes. Let's get some of those cleaves. Immolate works fine as well. That's 1 down. And we should be able to knock both of them out of the sky. We gain another strength. Having extra energy nearly guarantees that we'll be able to trigger a Shuriken whenever we want to. They're both stunned, can't do anything. And Whirlwind also became much better once we got extra energy in this deck. Ooh, an upgraded Battle Trance. We'll take that all day long. Draw 4 cards. Okay. So if we do this, we keep our gold, which is important because we're about to head to his shop. We get a curse, which sucks, but Frail is... We're not blocking. Frail is not terrible for us. It's just an annoying, card that takes up a spot in our deck. But we also gain 6 extra HP thanks to the Darkstone pair-up. So I think we're going to rob. And we get Self-Forming Clay, so whenever you lose HP, gain 3 block next turn. That was worth it. That was very worth it. And now we're in the shop, we have all of our gold. And if we want to remove that curse, we absolutely can. Chrysalis is such a good card. As is Armaments. We could use an upgraded Armaments in this deck for sure. Another chance to get a Fruit Juice. Well, let's look at the relics. So, Letter Opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Not super great for the Ironclad and the deck that we've currently built. Whenever you apply Vulnerable, apply 1 weak. So we only have 1 card that applies Vulnerable, not that good. And then we also have, upon pickup, obtain an additional copy of a card in your deck. I'm not sure if we get to choose. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of upgraded cards. Battle Trance would probably be one of the best cards to pick up. Immolate or Whirlwind if they were upgraded. Yeah, not great. If we had enough gold, we could buy Chrysalis and then copy it and get 2 Chrysalis. Some interesting choices here. I'm tempted to get the permanent 5 HP for us. It's not super necessary. And I'm also tempted to get rid of this curse. Let me make sure I read this correctly. So it's whenever you obtain a curse. So we don't have to keep it in our deck for that to be effective. Our HP increase is permanent. And I think here we'll just buy the Fruit Juice. Oh, that's true. We have to discard something. Let's see what we want to discard. We'll discard the Dexterity Potion. And we'll just call this good. We'll have a ton of gold when we make it to the next floor. If this was on sale, I would buy this for sure. But I don't think we need any of these other cards. So let's walk on out of here. Oh, actually, wow, I miscalculated, guys. I didn't see one of these elite fights here. Pretty glad I noticed. So we ended up inadvertently kind of heading the right way. But there's another shop here that we can visit. So we can come here, 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 and then still take that elite fight. Okay, thank goodness I caught that at the last second. Ooh. Navigating an unlit street, you come across several hooded figures in the midst of some dark ritual. As you approach, they turn to you in eerie unison. The tallest among them bears fanged teeth and extends a long, pale hand towards you. Join us, brother, and feel the warmth of the spire. Yeah, we're going to do that. It upgrades all of our bites. They deal more damage and they heal us. But it did cut our HP down, but we were already, +6, +5 in terms of increasing our HP, and we're about to increase our HP by another 5. So that was super worth it for us. Hopefully there's something good we can buy here. Ooh, bag of marbles. I like that a lot. But before we do anything, let's see what we could buy. Master of Strategy is an amazing card. Could get another Fruit Juice. Put ourselves back up to 73 HP. But because we're increasing our strength and we're dealing a lot of attack damage, having our opponent start vulnerable is great for us. It's going to lead to even more damage right off the gate. Right out of the gate, right off the start. You know what I'm going to say. Okay, so Fruit Juice, wish we could get that, but we cannot. And these are the types of fights where Cleave and Whirlwind, Immolate, all these things come in handy. Right off the bat, more HP for us. And we can just... honestly, a tiny bit trickier than it may at first appear, because we could Sword Boomerang, we could Immolate, Sword Boomerang, and then Whirlwind for 1 to get strength. And I think that's what we need to do. If we Immolate first, we guarantee that all of the Sword Boomerangs go to that guy. Whirlwind for 1, we get our strength. And there we go. That was the play. And even with, you know, that much goodness, we didn't even come close to triggering the effect there. So let's Pommel Strike, see what we draw. Interesting battle trance. None of this is necessary. We just need to hit him. Hit him as hard as we can. He's not attacking us. He's not doing anything. And out come the little minions again. And we have Cleave. Very good. We can get rid of this guy. Make sure he doesn't hit us. We can't quite kill him. So we'll hit the other one, the main guy. These dudes are classified as minions. If you kill the leader, they don't fight anymore. So all we really have to do is kill this guy. Wow, and of course we do this. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Well, playing that power was free. Mummified Hand made it defend free, rather. So we'll be able to do all of that. It's not terrible, but we're going to take a good bit of damage here. And Self-Forming Clay gives us 6 block at the start. And we shall play Bash first. There we go. And we get Preserved Insect. Enemies in elite combats have 25% less HP. That's pretty nice. We don't really need that effect though. An upgraded Severed Soul is pretty good. Fire Breathing is a decent power. That also works very well with our Mummified Hand. And we would happily take another Rage. I think we'll take Fire Breathing. And we'll go to this mystery room. Hopefully it's not a fight. Ingest Mutagens. Oh lord, let's see what happens here. Transform 2 cards, get Jaxed. It's a decent card. Let's see what we get. Mutagenic Strength. Start each combat with 3 strength. At the end of your first turn, lose 3 strength. So, Bag of Marbles plus Mutagenic Strength means we hit pretty dang hard on the first turn. And this elite fight, he's going to have 25% less HP. So we should be able to hit this guy pretty dang hard. We also have to watch our Velvet Choker. Alright, throw up 17 block. Made him vulnerable. Or he was vulnerable. We increased our strength. We're going to lose 3 of it there. But we're only going to take 1 damage thanks to Tori. And we get some extra block thanks to Self-Forming Clay. So the deck is coming together, guys. It's doing stuff and it's doing things. And that's more what I was looking for. And I think we immolate here because we're not taking any damage. $35 HP, not too bad. And there we go. Wow, each time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dexterity. So that'll help our block out a lot. Ghostly Armor, the game's giving us a chance to try and get some block in. And Heavy Blade, I think, is something that our deck kind of wants. We're playing pretty hard into a strength-based synergy, and we're going to go to the left lane. Blood Vial. At the start of each combat, heal 2 HP. Very good to help you sustain. Works excellent with burning blood. Allows us to take essentially as many fights as we want. We should be able to kind of heal through. most junk. We'll double up. We increased our dexterity, we increased our strength, and that was finally us reaching the limit of Velvet Choker. But without Velvet Choker, we wouldn't have been able to do that anyway, so it's kind of a trade-off. Shrug it off first to see what we draw. There was no world in which we could get that kill this turn unless we used a fear potion. But he's going to hex us, but it's a little too late for that. And Heavy Blade does big damage, boosted by our strength. What else do we get here? Wild Strike would be fine. Seeing Red is fine, but it kind of hinders us with Velvet Choker. I think I'll just take Clothesline, especially making boss fights, making them weak. We're not going to pay these guys anything. We're going to fight them and we're going to beat them. They're a bit of a mini-boss group here, but yeah. And we draw exactly what we need to kill these guys, so check this out. It's probably the easiest I've ever seen this fight. And we get the red mask. You notice they were all wearing it. They're like three kind of country bumpkin brothers who are honestly pretty scary if you face them at the wrong point in your run. So we're applying weak at the start of combat. Very similar to the bag of marbles. And we don't need another fear potion. Pummel would be fine. I think we'll just take another pommel strike as opposed to a pummel. Would have been great to draw some of our board clear, but we did not, unfortunately. 23 damage. Yeah, we managed to kill one of them. That's pretty good. Increasing our strength, increasing our dexterity. And they're just going to be pumping up their strength soon. Fire breathing. That'll make something free. So we like powers in this deck. Bite. Correct. So fire breathing will finish him off. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies for each attack played this turn. We take a little bit of damage, but we will heal that up. And that's to say, even if we didn't draw our bites, we would still be healing that up. And does that do it? It sure does. Okay. I would like to have a block potion over 2 weak potions. We don't need any of those cards. We'll pass. Sometimes it's better to keep your deck thin and more focused than it is just to take cards that do a thing, but not necessarily a thing that your deck wants to be doing. Alright, so this guy's thing, Malleable, upon receiving attack damage, gains 4 block. Block gain increased as Malleable is triggered, resets to 3 at the start of your turn. So you have kind of diminishing returns trying to hit this guy on turn 1. But there we go. He's going to do some sort of status effect to us. Enfeebling Spores. He makes us frail and weak. But his attacks, all of this basically does 3 damage. Going to make something free there. Bash first. Nice. And we take 3 damage. And we're going to gain 9 block. Self-forming clay is really good against opponents that like to hit you multiple times. And there we go. Don't need Gambler's Brew. Ooh. Another battle trance. Iron Wave has been okay for us. I wish this was upgraded because I would take it over Battle Trance. But an upgraded Battle Trance is an amazing card. Really lets us select the cards that we need. I wonder if the new minions will come in and be affected by the Preserve Insect. Honestly, not sure. Our deck is doing things, guys. I mean, the synergy is there. And now he's going to want to summon his buddies. Every turn they take off, we get stronger. So these guys are not affected by the preserved insect. That's worth knowing. And that should be GG for this dude. Easy elite for us. Tiny chest. It's a free 30 gold. And maybe it'll be useful on the next floor. And now we can finally upgrade something. Just like, what do we upgrade? 5 block is so much better. Immolate 7 more damage. That's not bad. Fire breathing becomes free. I like that. Heavy blade becomes a much better card. So does clothesline. I think we'll upgrade our 1 heavy blade. And here we go. Second boss. So this is the bronze automaton, and it has 3 stacks of artifact, which will negate some effects. We've already worn off 2 of them with Bag of Marbles and Red Mask, which is pretty interesting. And we could wear off the last one as well with Bash. Right off the bat, there goes our buffs. Very nice. He's going to summon his little buddies. That's okay, because we're going to Juggernaut, hope to get something for free, and yes, it was Immolate. That's great. So what these guys do is they're going to essentially capture some of your cards. But if you can kill them, you get the cards back, and I don't think he resummons them. I don't know if I've ever had a fight go long enough to where he resummoned them. So they took 1 of our battle trances. We only took 1 damage there. And 1 of our rages. Self-forming clay giving us a little bit. Block. What do we have now? We honestly don't need to shrug it off. We could just cleave. You get rage. It's a free card. Ooh, Battle Trance. We'll play that. Watching our Velvet Choker the whole time. Fire Breathing is something I want to get down. And now we can just Sword Boomerang to get more stacks. We'll see our Heavy Blade again. We're not taking any damage this turn. And getting down a power, or the powers like Juggernaut and Fire Breathing, are pretty strong for us. Oh, but this is going to be good. Clothesline, making him weak. And if we defend, we take like no damage. So that's what we're going to do. We didn't get another stack of strength and dexterity, which might have been better. If this fight goes too long, he gets pretty dang strong. Also make him vulnerable. And getting block off of Iron Wave works really well with Juggernaut because we're still attacking. It's essentially just adding more damage to our attack. Okay, that's important. Battle Trance, see what we draw. Not the best. Ugh. Use our block potion. And we can apply weak. But our problem is Velvet Choker is about to cut us off here. So we're going to take 1 off of his Hyper Beam. Not bad. Clothesline, we can increase his weakness. And I think we want to go for the stats over using the Immolate. So he should be dead next turn. Oh yeah, Stone Calendar coming in with a steel chair and smacking him upside the head. We have a lot of gold. Another Immolate. Brutality is okay. We have so many ways to heal that this is actually a viable card in our deck. It's basically we see 1 extra card every turn and it's free. And Reaper is another way to heal and do AoE damage. I think I'm going to take a second Immolate. It's been pretty dang good for us. Let's see what we get here. Lizard Tail. Whenever you would die, heal to 50% of your max HP instead. Works once. So it's a get out of jail free card for us. Gain an energy at the start of your turn. At the start of combat, shuffle 2 wounds into your draw pile. Not bad at all. We may end up taking that. Gain an energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer see enemy intents. That's not so good. The bigger the deck, the less relevant the wounds are. And you kind of always want to see enemy intents, but our deck doesn't really block anyway. We kind of block incidentally by playing cards like Rage, which are free. But I think I'm still going to take the Mark of Pain. So now we're up to 5 energy. And the Time Lord is going to be the final boss here. Once again, another guy that I know well. And this time I'm going to be more careful when I look at where the elites are. So we have 4 in the front here. There's another one there. Okay. So if we head this way, we can hit a shop. Yeah, I think that's the only path for us. Okay. There are no late shops, which kind of sucks. We'll have gold when we fight the final boss, which is not ideal, but at least we're getting to spend some of it here. So we're going to start here. Hope these question mark rooms have good things for us. This type of fight should be no problem for us with our board clear. Immolate plus Cleave. Battle Trance. See what else we draw. And we get Whirlwind. Easy fight for us. And yes, an upgraded armament's perfect. So upgrade all cards in your hand for the rest of combat, gain 5 block. Very good card. Something I like to see much earlier, but upgrade all cards you can no longer heal. To normality. No. We're gonna actually, I am War. We will fight a boss from Act 1. We'll fight this dude again. We're not scared of him. We beat him when we were much weaker than we are now. We should be able to crush him at this point. Our opening hand is very weak though. Well, we flipped him, so. Okay, show me what you got. Armaments, let's upgrade everything. Battle Trance, see what else we can draw. We shall Immolate and fight. We want our buffs. That's enough. We'll probably come out of this fight with nearly full HP, which is crazy. Okay, we take a bit of damage here. 16. We're going to start next turn with a lot of block, though. Even though this guy's attack really doesn't do anything to us. Let's play our power. Pummel Strike. Here are our wounds. They're unplayable, but as I kind of said already, we don't really care about that. We take 2, I believe. Yeah. But off that 2, we gain 6 block. So he's going to want to transform again. Iron Wave. We can bite. And Whirlwind for 8. All the while, Stone Calendar is actually lethal here. We could just turtle up and try and get some heals off. Would not be a bad idea. Let's see what we draw. Defend, because defends also hurt him at no cost to us. Oh, that's true. We can't play 2 battle trances in a row. That's why you read the cards, guys. But we have the kill, so we'll just go for it. Make sure we play the bite first to get our extra HP. Whenever you have no cards in hand, during your turn, draw a card. Not at its best in our deck, but also not terrible. Flex could be fine, and another Shrug It Off could be good as well. Let's take a free Flex. Another option to fight and get a rare relic. We'll take it. Hopefully it's something a bit more important to us than an Unceasing Top. And we'll get our strength before we use our Sword Boomerang there. So much damage. And if we ever get Flex right off the bat, Flex plus like Heavy Blade, we could do a ton of damage turn 1. Well, we can do 30 damage. We can kill this guy and hurt that one a lot. I think that's just the play. We're going to take 13. We're going to take 9. And he should just be pretty much dead. 21 is a lot of damage. We'll bite for the heals. Unfortunately, we reached the end with Velvet Choker, but it's not bad. We're only going to take 1 damage off of him. And we were able to heal up quite a bit with 2 bites. Armaments first. Doesn't do anything, unfortunately. But we're not taking any damage, so that's fine. Burns hit us. We take 1 here. Alright, there we go. Before we do anything, let's battle trance. We might draw some bites. Nope. So bird-faced urn. Whenever you play a power card, heal 2 HP. We're trying to play power cards, man. We're trying. An upgraded dual wield could be fine if we could get multiple of some of our powers. Like getting a ton of fire breathing seems really strong. So we come to this shop with 465 gold. Wow, violence seems good. Another fire breathing seems fine. But what are these? The first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with +2 energy. That's fine because it also is going to trigger before the final boss. And whenever you use a potion, heal 5 HP. These aren't bad, but these aren't what we're looking for. But this is our last shop, so we need to spend all of our gold no matter what, basically. We could buy both of these and then see what we have left. That's 300. We'll have 165, which is not enough to buy Violence, which I think is the best card here. We could buy Fire Breathing. I think we're going to get Ancient Tea Set. Toy Ornithopter, because I could see us using multiple potions in the last fight. And then we're going to take Fire Breathing. And that's it. Okay. We had a chance to get some really powerful stuff there, but I'm not completely unhappy with what we did get. Something's free. We'll kill that guy. And we take one. There may have been a play there to kill all of them. I'm not sure. It's hard to know. Make sure we play our bite first so we can get that heal. An upgraded Intimidate is not terrible. As well as an upgraded Disarm. They're very defensive. This is the defensive card. I don't mind taking that. It's watering our deck down a little bit. Giant Head only starting with 375 HP is great. The challenge of this dude is that he has so much HP it can be difficult to get past it all. Fortunate we did not get any attacks this turn. Yeah, that might be one of our weakest opening turns that we've had so far. And after he counts down, he really starts to weaken us. Applying lots of weak, which we can counter. Could have played Whirlwind. It would have counted towards these, but it wouldn't have done any damage. And since we didn't have another attack to follow it up with, there was no real point. Almost strike first, see what we draw. And we can't play anything else, unfortunately. But we are applying slow, so whenever you play a card, he receives 10% more damage from attacks this turn. Something I should have been keeping in mind for this fight. But now he's going to start hitting us quite hard. There we go. We'll play all the Iron Waves, we'll block, we'll deal a ton of damage, and we'll get some more stacks. I think that was a pretty eloquent way to deal with that, and we have double fire breathing now, so we deal 2 extra damage every time we do an attack. But he's hitting us so hard, we really need to kill this guy. Can heal that way. This is not a good turn to apply Vulnerable because we're not going to be able to hit him. The best we can do is block, and Juggernaut will deal damage for us. Thank you, Unceasing Top, but now is not the time. Interesting. So we can only play 3 more cards. Iron Wave is a must. Fight heals us and gives us 3. And then Pummel Strike will buff us. We'll take 10 here. And off goes the Stone Calendar. So we just need to fade one more turn. We should be able to kill him this turn with 4 extra strength. You know, we'll dual wield this bite. We have enough to kill him that way? Yeah. We'll do it this way just to get the heals. Heavy Blade would have been like an easy win, but getting that last bit of HP back was great. Energy is now conserved between turns. That's great for us going up against the Time Lord. And I'll tell you why as we get into there. Limit Break, double your strength. It exhausts. I like Spot Weakness better. We're gaining strength very slowly. I like them both, to be completely fair. Making this free is great. What do we upgrade? Clothesline is much better upgraded. 3 week is so much better than 2 week. Cards like Immolate, all of our board clear is not going to be great against the final boss. So I think we'll just upgrade Clothesline. Here we can go this way to get to this elite. Take some more mystery rooms. Yes. Cross your fingers for something good. Yeah, we'll lose gold. We can't do anything with our gold at all. And using these potions heals us for 5. So let's obtain a relic. And we got normal enemies drop an additional card reward. It's a little too late for that, but at least it's not something completely useless. And we get a chest now for Ginger. We can no longer become weakened. You know, that's something. I don't remember if the Time Lord applies that kind of a debuff. It very well might. Alright, come on, Immolates. Good fire breathing. We heal off of Bird-Faced Urn, which is worth knowing. Heavy Blade kills something, so I think we'll kill this guy. We'll just do it like that. Needed one more attack to kill him. Energy is conserved. Gotta love it. And we'll dual wield our... No. We'll dual wield our Pommel Strike so we can draw more cards. And we'll just Iron Wave. Take 1 damage. We're beating down this guy's block. His whole deal is that every turn he doesn't lose his block and he gets kind of more and more. And he has a negate, so you can't just like easily burst him down. And we even get ourselves topped off, so that's great. Rampage is a cool card if you have a very thin deck. Flame Barrier, it's a great defensive card, we'll take it there. I think we'll skip these. We have no synergies with any of those cards. And we'll play towards this last elite. Oh, and this is one of the newer enemies in this game, Transients. They start off looking really, really scary, but the more you can hit them, the less effective they are. So we'll give ourselves some permanent strength there. You just want to hit them a lot. That's what it kind of comes down to. Okay. No reason to play anything anymore because this one energy will roll over and we don't want to waste it. So in 4 turns it dies. We just have to survive for 4 turns. There we go, it does nothing. Unceasing Top draws us a card we can't do anything with. And Fire Breathing is really good against it. All we have to do is play a couple of attacks, and I think we're just fine. And Whirlwind is just going to be absolutely devastating. So I wonder if there's any kind of achievement for actually killing this guy. Because he's going to hit us hard right now. That sucks. We need to just make sure we're drawing enough attacks. Yeah. Clothesline's important. No damage, okay. And we've healed back up just a bit. Because he died this turn. Or is it the next turn? There he goes. Okay, so he hurt us once. We'll take an upgraded Clothesline. That works well with our deck. We don't need another one. I think we'll take an upgraded Rage instead. And we'll skip that Snecko. This is a deadly enemy. Love that he doesn't have as much HP as normal, but every other turn he goes invulnerable. Spot weakness is great here. Rage is great. We'll immolate. We'll opt to do more damage than to heal by 2. Tori will protect us from a lot of that damage. And now we need to block a little bit. Okay, we won't take any damage from it. This guy used to end a lot of my runs. I think they nerfed him at some point. They changed the way he works just a little bit. But it used to be pretty obnoxious to fight him. Just make a lot of bites. Apply some big weaknesses. Get the kills, get the heals. We heal by 6 and we're nearly back up to full. Whenever you would deal 4 or less unblocked attack damage, increase it to 5. That's pretty nice. I don't know if we have many times where that's going to be super relevant. Don't want corruption. Could take a clash. That could end up being relevant. And we're going to upgrade something here. Maybe Whirlwind. Maybe Flame Barrier. I think we'll just upgrade Whirlwind. No super amazing options there. Ooh, we're gonna have to give up something. I think we'll just lose Dual Wield. That sucks. Those are actually cards that we somewhat wanted. And let's read our Ancient Teacup. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with +2. So just by entering this, we're starting off better. And I think we can... Maybe boost the power of one of our rages. It's not, I don't think there was anything out there screaming for, you know, this has to be upgraded. Let's hope for a scary turn 1 against this guy. The Time Lord. So every time you play 12 cards, it stops you. And it kind of has to start all over again. We'll see what that means soon. Let's play that first. That heals us up. Immolate becomes free, which is great. Making sure this guy stays weak is also great. I should have saved that for the heal, but I kind of wanted to see something. I haven't played in a while, and I wanted to see whether or not... We don't want to play block, because that's going to dig into our 12 cards, so Time Warp. Whenever you play 12 cards, it ends your turn, and he gains 2 strength. So you really want to make your cards count. So I wanted to make sure this goes down to 3 next turn. And I think at some point he does also purge debuffs. So that's worth knowing. He does intend to hit us. So getting +4 strength this early on in the game feels pretty good. And we can... Sword Boomerang does a lot of damage there. We couldn't flex then Sword Boomerang because of Velvet Choker. That was our 6th card. So now we only get to play 2 cards this turn. He's going to take 12 damage because of our Flame Barrier. And I think we want to just make sure he's even weaker than before. So our turn ends, he gains 2 strength. He's going to hit us pretty hard, but it's going to start all over next turn, and we should be able to catch up. Make him vulnerable again. Pommel Strike. We're looking for a great turn to use our steroids. We don't need to do this. That'll just waste one of our cards. Got it down below half HP. And we're sitting at 10. Wow. Let's shrug it off first. Then Rage. Now I think this is an okay turn to steroid. Clash is a card you can only play whenever... Yeah, we don't want to do this. We were hoping for another attack there off of Unceasing Top. But it's a card you can only play whenever you only have attack cards in your hand. So we're expecting him to heal himself, I think. And then he purges his debuffs, yeah. So, okay. You can only play 2 cards. So let's make one of those armaments. 5 damage off of our Juggernaut is nice. And then we'll hit him pretty hard. So we block some of that, and we're going to get some nice block this turn, but he's not attacking us this turn, which feels pretty bad. We have so much energy, we just can't do anything with it. Extra 52 damage coming off the Stone Calendar. We might be able to kill him this turn. Oh, but he gives himself 20 block. So we need to do 70 damage, which is a pretty tall order. Vulnerability is a good start, and we just have it here with Heavy Blade. Nice. So, pretty sweet run. Obviously, it wasn't an Ascension run, but a pretty fun run to come back to Slay the Spire on. I'm happy I got to play it for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Here, we go into the room with the heart, and we try and kill it. We attack it. This is kind of like our score for the run, but ultimately, we die. Victory? Don't know. But we did our best, and it was fun. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this. this look at Slay the Spire, a game that just finally released on Steam after being in alpha and beta for a long time. If you did enjoy it, guys, consider subscribing to my channel. It's Good Talk Gaming. My name is Brett. If you like the video, thumbs up button. That helps me out a lot, and I do appreciate it. But I'm not going to sit here and let you guys, make you guys watch the credits. If you want to know who makes this game, I'm telling you, buy it yourself, play it. I've gotten hours and hours and hours of enjoyment out of this game, and it's only gotten better. The people who make this game support it very well, and there's always updates. They're always posting fan art. So if you're looking for an active community, Slay the Spire definitely has it. And yeah, so let's go ahead and exit out of this. Ooh, this is new. Interesting. So it looked like there was one piece for each class. Interesting. I wonder what happens when you do all three. I don't know. The Silent is one, kind of a combo-based poison synergy dude, and then this guy's kind of a robot who uses orbs to do different things. For those of you who've never seen the game before, that's obviously an oversimplification to those of you who do know what I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.